Well, welcome back to the Ricky Matthews Show from the Citizens Bank studio. I enjoyed that conversation. You may remember actually last week when I had, or in the last few days when I had Representative Manley Barton on, we talked about a traveling Vietnam memorial that's coming through D'Iberville. We teased it. We talked about his incredible service in Vietnam, and then we went to break. And when we came back, we had a different show. We didn't actually have the group from D'Iberville. We had a technical problem, but we're back now, and we're thrilled to have three guests today to chat with us about this wonderful opportunity, the Walls That Heals, that's going to be coming through D'Iberville, and we'll give you all the details here shortly. But joining me today is Rick Arbogast, Wendy Fayard, and Julia Enkelade. I forgot to check on your the pronouncement of your last name, but
Well, it's actually Richardson. I got married, but everybody still calls me Enkelade, but that's okay.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, so real quick, just so that people can know who we're talking to, Rick, if you don't mind, tell me a little bit about your role as the commander of the American Legion.
Well, I've been American Legion commander of Post 2002 in D'Iberville for about 7 years. And we are seeking members. We are community oriented. We try to do a lot of good things for the community. And one of those is, of course, bringing this wall in.
Well, you did a tour of duty in Vietnam, and I noted that you actually volunteered to be a paratrooper. That must have been a really important point of your life.
Yeah, yes, it was. The Army seemed like a good idea to have me jump out of airplanes, and I liked it. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the action, and of course the paratroopers are the elite.
Yeah. Well, listen, I had the opportunity. Actually, it would have happened had Katrina not hit. When I was publisher of the Sun Herald, the Golden Knights were going to be jumping at the air show at Keesler, and I was going to jump with them. I'd already signed up and signed all the forms, and the one thing about Katrina, I was scared about it. One thing about Katrina, my experience with Katrina was not a good one, but the one thing it did do is keep me from being in that airplane. So that's the good news. Julia, you're with Harrison County Veteran Services. Tell me about what you do.
I help our veterans attain their benefits through the VA, or fight VA, I should say. There you go. But either way, we help our veterans with compensation, pension, health benefits, education, and also our surviving spouses of our veterans.
Well, that's awesome. And Wendy Fayard, you're with the city of D'Iberville. You're a community relations and an administrative assistant there. And I've enjoyed watching D'Iberville over all these years. After Hurricane Katrina, when we had the charrettes, I was actually assigned to D'Iberville and actually spent some time in the city in those early days after Hurricane Katrina, as the mayor embraced so many of the ideas and rolled with them. It was great watching Rusty do what he did. But tell me about what you do, Wendy.
I do a little bit of everything, whatever's needed. As far as community relations, our main goal is to bring things to D'Iberville for our community, for anyone outside of our community. We're a family-oriented city, and we're the gateway to the Gulf Coast. So you have to get through the city of D'Iberville to get to the beach. So we just want to make things welcoming, and the Wall That Heals is one of the things that our council and mayor wanted to bring here, and we are honored to be partnering with the American Legion, the VFW, and this wall here. We try to get people out to know that this is not. It is being hosted by the city of D'Iberville, the American Legion, the VFW, but it's not just a city of D'Iberville event. This event is for the whole Gulf Coast and any of our surrounding states. Not many people can get to Washington to see this. Myself, I have never been to Washington, and this is a welcome home that we will have for these people, for their loved ones, for them to come and just to be able to, and for everybody to learn about this ultimate sacrifice that these men and women, did for, in the Vietnam War. So it's kind of come very dear to my heart, to working with this and working with the foundation out of Washington. So we're very excited about it and very passionate about it. All of us are.
Well, listen, I've had the opportunity to go to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington more than once, even have some family members whose names are on that wall. I think about, Rick, when you think about, by the way, Rick, have you had the opportunity to visit the Vietnam Memorial in Washington?
Yes, I've been there 4 times.
Wow.
And I was even there for the dedication in 1982.
Good for you. Well, what does the wall mean to you, Rick?
Well, I have people that I knew and people that I served with in Vietnam that are on that wall. So that's what I do when I go there, is to look up the names of the people that I knew. And it's like visiting their grave sites. I don't know, their grave sites are all over the country, but you can go to one place in Washington, D.C. and look up the people that you knew and pay homage.
Yes, I remember the first time I went, as other families were coming from all over the United States coming there and watching each of them. I mean, it's a solemn experience, actually, to watch families connect with the name that they recognize or that they know. I just think it's really powerful the way they did it. It's a testament to how we honor those who fought. And so you have to be thrilled that the wall that heals, which is essentially a replica of the wall, so it's a smaller but powerful replica of the original wall. You got to be thrilled that Rick, that it's coming to D'Iberville.
I am, and I would like to invite everybody. I think everybody that is listening to your show should take the opportunity to come out and visit the wall while it's here, to honor the sacrifice and service of the people that are on the wall.
I bet the experience with this traveling, coming back to you, Wendy, for a second, but the experience with this traveling wall for other communities has it having people coming in from all over the place to get there. People who can't go to Washington and maybe driving in from Louisiana or Alabama or all over, even parts of Mississippi for sure. But I bet that's the experience that other markets have when it visits there.
That's what we're hoping. We want everyone, like Rick said, to take this opportunity to come visit it. It's open 24 hours a day. The dates are April 10th through the 13th. There is an escort, which is a welcome home. And, that is their welcome home. So when we have hopefully 100, 150 motorcycles to escort this trailer from Long Beach Harbor all the way into D'Iberville, we're hoping that we have people inside the roads that are waving flags and for their welcome home. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very touching experience. And also the trailer turns into a mobile education center. So there's tours that we have people that have set up tours, and they'll get an education tour. There's artifacts from Washington that's on that mobile education tour, and then they take them over to the wall and finish out the tour.
We can never forget. I mean, that's one of the most important messages that come from that wall, besides honoring those who fought in that terrible war. Julia, when you're dealing with people, veterans, specifically in your role at Harrison County Veteran Services, you deal with a lot of people who came through, that went to Vietnam or Vietnam veterans, don't you?
Yes. I am a proud daughter of a Vietnam veteran. My father served 3 tours of Vietnam and was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer on his 68th birthday and died from it at 68 years old. So that you have a Vietnam veteran in front of you, I'm very my heart, it's like
Yeah.
dad sitting in front of you every time they come in, basically. So you want to make sure that you're holding their hand and getting their
Yeah.
benefit that they need. So it's very emotional. But
Yeah.
Agent Orange, so that I'm sorry, Rick. I
Yeah,
just
go
want to
ahead.
tell you, as far as Agent Orange, to today's date, there's over 300,000 veterans who have lost their life from the exposure to Agent Orange, Vietnam
Wow.
veterans. So that's
Wow.
a lot. And we're
Yeah.
losing our Vietnam veterans anywhere from 390 a day. So, this is our chance here in our community to be able to give back and educate our young. And I know I'm going to be proud that night that I
Yes.
go.
So we're talking about this traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall that's going to be coming through D'Iberville. When we come back, we'll have a final segment with our friends from D'Iberville, and we'll give you all the details again. We'll see you right after this. Welcome back to the Ricky Matthews Show from the Citizens Bank Studio. I have 3 guests with me today from D'Iberville, and we're talking about this incredible traveling Vietnam Memorial Wall exhibit that's coming through D'Iberville. It's called the Wall That Heals. And joining me today are Rick Arbogast, and he is actually the current commander for the American Legion in 2002 or 2002. We'll get the exact number here we'll get the exact number here in just a second. But he is a Vietnam veteran himself, and volunteered to be a paratrooper. And he's very passionate about this. Been to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington a number of times, including when it was dedicated in, I think, 1982. He said. So, also with us is Wendy Fayard from the city of D'Iberville. She's a community relations and administrative assistant there in that wonderful city. And Julia can give me her new last name because I have her last old name. But she's with Harrison County Veteran Services. And they 3 are with me today just to talk about the importance of this wall coming through D'Iberville and really urging you to go participate. If you haven't seen the wall, incidentally, it's an incredibly touching experience to see how they did it and the names and so many of those names mean so much to so many people, including Julia, whose father was a Vietnam veteran. So it's great to have all 3 of you with us. And Julia, really quickly, just so I give it the due it's due, give me your new right name.
It's Richardson.
Richardson. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a pleasure to have all of y'all here. So, hey, Wendy, let's come back to you. And for people who are interested in wanting to see it, and maybe they didn't know they were going to be interested, but I think it's something they should really, really strongly consider. Well, let's start with this. If the wall comes, you got to do some organizing in terms of setting it up. I know there's a lot of work that goes around making sure it's displayed in the proper way. But give us a sense of what you will see when you go there.
It will be at the Bobby A. Gutierrez Sports Complex here in D'Iberville. The replica is 372 foot long. The highest point is 7 foot. They will have a Sacred Ark area, which will have some benches. The Sacred Ark area is where we will hold our ceremonies. We'll have a welcome home ceremony on Thursday night, an Agent Orange ceremony on Friday, and then the closing ceremony on Sunday. The wall is open 24 hours a day. Our website is Veterans of D'Iberville. Please go to that. All the information's on there, the events. We need volunteers. We do have volunteers to set up takedown. It takes anywhere from 6 to 8 hours with about 40 people to set up and take down both days, other than what other volunteers are needed from the time that it's here to assist the people coming to see the wall, so we can direct them directly where the names are. They will be able to take a piece of paper with a pencil, write their names on the paper to be able to take home with them. So yeah, it's been probably a good 8-month process in the working of us getting the wall here.
Wow, that's a lot of work. But I've been involved in efforts like this before in my early days at the Sun Herald, and there's a lot of requirements. You got to do it in a certain way, and you got to follow it. And again, the number of volunteers that are necessary, I get that. But boy, once it's all set up and people have the opportunity to participate in it, it's just like going to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C. It's going to feel like that. The names are going to be as touching. the experiences that people will see while they're there, of family members who see loved ones there. It's very important. And again, it's, you know, we're honoring those who served, but we're also reminding ourselves at the enormous cost of a war. What do you want to say about that, Rick, while we're on that subject?
Well, I couldn't agree more. It's war is about the worst thing that human beings do on this planet, and unfortunately, we keep on doing it over and over again, and we should stop, but it's not going to.
Well,
and it's terrible.
You know, you sound like some of our leaders today. I like the way we talk about the military goal is lethality, so that we never have to use it, and that, you know, the death and dying that occurs through war, we should pay more attention to that, and we should avoid that with all costs. I can't agree more. And again, when you go to the Vietnam Memorial, you get a chance to really appreciate the cost when you think about behind every one of those names. And as Julia pointed out a few minutes ago, so many others who have died since of cancer and other ramifications of having served, like, for example, exposure to Agent Orange and all of that. Julia, anything else you want to add as it relates to that?
I just feel like for the community, this is our time as a community to make a wrong a right, to get out there and support. And, you know, Harrison County, Jackson County, George County, Forest County, we all need to come out, Hancock County, and show out and welcome home our Vietnam veterans that they did not get when they first came home. So this is important, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. Well, listen.
When you talk about that process and that wall coming, it was painless compared to the painful memories that are going to be shed that week. So
100%. Listen, I want to thank all three of y'all for joining us today. It's April 10th through the 13th, the Bobby Eleuthère Sports Complex, 24 hours a day. Go see it. You'll be glad you did. Have a great day, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's been a
Thank you so
pleasure. Have a
much.
great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.